Hey, welcome back, everyone. We're finally playing another game of TOS. It's been a little while.
It has.
We're going to do 2 commanders. It's going to be fun. I think we have every faction?
Yep.
Yeah, we have all 4 factions. Should be fun. Let's check out my list. I'm playing the Gibbering Hordes with the Envoy of the Cult. So today I brought Striped Skulkers. Show you guys up there. I brought the Storm Siren. She's right here. She has a Tidal Scepter and the Conch Horn on her. I got some Urazi boys. I got another unit of Striped Skulkers. Both of them have a Morphling on them. I got my unit of Doom Seekers, which have a Raving Madman. I have the lovely Alpha Crawler, who's currently wielding the Ridden by Crawlers, Massive Arms, and Roiling Innards upgrades. And last but not least, I have Horror Matangi. He has Flaming Breath, the Relics of Ancient Malifaux, and Tidecaller. And that is it for my side. We'll go check out what the humans brought.
I got a rail gunner.
Nice.
Bare bones. Electrocutioners with a Abyssinian engineer and an experimental rocket launcher. I hope they brought the launcher, not just the rocket.
Yep.
Unathi with deflector shield, marching boots, and shock baton.
Nice.
Dreadnought with 3 mounted gunners.
Mm-hmm.
Casa with bigger is better, power output sensors, and active defense armor. Bare bones crow runners. Mechanized infantry with an engineer and a flare gun. The walker, another railgunner, and yet again another railgunner who will be proxied by our fan favorite hazardous cow. And then there's the marauder hanging out over there,
Doing Marauder stuff.
getting ready to maraud, as it were.
Alright. We'll do a quick overview of what the map and pool is, and we'll get started. So we're playing Supply Cache, which we haven't deployed. No, we did deploy our Supply Caches.
Yeah, most of them are just under things,
Yep.
mostly by design.
Yeah, you get 2 on this side of the table, and my 2 are on the opposite. So we're using the latest errata from like a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
Is it Wednesday or Thursday came out?
Yep.
Yeah, so that changes a couple of things. A lot of stuff on the fish side, I guess. And then a couple of things with Casa and the Walker.
Mechanized infantry. I think that's it for stuff that I brought.
Yeah, we'll see how it handles out. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and start diving into turn 1. First activation of first turn, the Horomatangi moves up from this location. Looks at himself, screams at himself a little bit, and gives himself 2 shaken tokens. Looks at his friend, screams at him a little bit, and gives that guy 2 reinforcement tokens, thus ending his activation. I am going to not coordinated strike. It is your turn.
The railgunner activates, takes a focused effort action for inspired, and then gets extra power, spends their focus to draw a card with a trigger to draw a card.
Nice.
That's some calibrations to work on.
The brave Urazi have activated. They've done a focused effort for a reinforcement token and have ended their turn. Back to you.
The mechanized infantry activates. They started off with a flare gun attack at Ormatongi, which did not deal any damage but flipped them to glory off the tome trigger. Then the engineer shot and did 1 damage.
Yep.
Which I think flipped one of the assets. And then the walker shot and dealt witch damage, which flipped the other asset.
Cool. Alpha Crawler activated. He made a mighty charge action, or what is it called? Rush action.
Rush.
After devouring one of his friendly humans. He ran around over here, ate the crap out of this team of, what was it?
Well, they
Crow
were
Runners,
they
right?
were Crow Runners, yeah.
Yeah, so he ate the Crow Runners here. threw a bunch of spears at these crow runners here, and explicitly switched out an upgrade for his leg upgrade like he was supposed to have, and then did nothing for the rest of the turn.
Woo!
He is now done, and it goes back to my opponent.
So the Dreadnought moved, took 4 shots at the Alpha Crawler. 2 hit with no damage, but each one removed a reinforcement token because they got pinned. The third one missed, and the fourth one, the third versatile, dealt 1 point and gave him a pin. So we flipped ridden by crawlers.
Yep. Basically 1 damage and 3 pin tokens.
Yes. Prince Unathi activated focused effort for an inspired token. He yelled at the electrocutioners twice to do a field test of their experimental rocket launcher. Succeeded both times with a trigger, so he was drawing 2 cards from the action. Their first rocket launcher shot against the squibbly slurs, very technical term there, missed, and the second one hit, killed 2, and gave them a shaken token. My opponent cheated to get me out of the free glory flip.
The Doom Seekers have activated, and they just took an advance action. They have nothing in range, so their activation is done.
Casa activates and gets an inspired token. She diverts power to the Walker, getting a tome, and has it fire at the Alpha Crawler, getting a tome and dealing a point of damage. Drawing 2 cards and you damage. What'd you flip? Massive Arms?
Yes.
Yep.
It's down to 1 unflipped asset now. My Predator Slurs, what are they called? Striped Skulkers activated. First thing they did was eat a Yarazi team to go to glory, and then they took a rush order and moved up here into the Tide Pool. And then I'm going to coordinated strike into my other commander. What's her name? Good old what's her name?
Storm Siren.
Yeah, Storm Siren. Storm Siren's activation has happened, I guess. She took a advance action, moved up, or first she ate a Yarazi to go to glory, took an advance action to move up to here. Spent both her free morale and her normal action trying to create this tide pool right here. And that is the end of her turn. It goes back to my opponent.
The Crow Runners focused effort for reinforcement. They took shots at the Alpha Crawler. The first one missed horribly. And the second unit went from a black Joker via tactics token into a red Joker, flipped to glory, and did a point of damage.
Woo!
Flipping the third asset to the damage side. It's more than any of us expected,
It is,
but it's all we ever hoped for.
potentially. Alright, my last Striped Skulkers have activated. First thing they did was finish off the Yarazi team for a little bit of snack, poop to glory, then took the rush action to go into that nice tide pool that their mommy made for them. And that is their end of their activation. Now it goes back to my opponent to finish up all of his activations.
The Railgunner took the shot, which is surprising. And he managed to deal 2 damage.
Are you surprised? I'm surprised.
I am very surprised. I thought about just fidgeting with his gun, but sometimes they shoot.
Sometimes.
Electrocutioners went. Engineer flipped a 13 with powerful attack once into the Alpha Crawler for 2 damage, which killed it. Then all the Electrocutioners fired into various Skulker squads, and Area did a lot of work.
And you killed the Titan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Marauder rushed.
So start of turn, we have the score is 3-3. We both placed another marker. I placed mine here. He placed his underneath that fire team there.
Yep.
The only reinforcement was the Crow Runners, and then they moved up.
Mm-hmm.
And then I brought back the Yarazi, who sprinted their little asses way over here. We're starting top turn 1, going to the Gibbering Hordes. Hormatongi activated. He gained an inspired token, yelled at himself to basically repair all of his flipped assets, and then yelled at these guys to get up to go into glory. Then I'm coordinating and striking. So Storm Siren went. She did a advance to here. Sirens called these guys from the original locations over here onto this tide pole, killing, I think, 4.
I think it was 3.
3 dudes?
Yeah. Well, it's 4 damage. One of them killed the engineer. So yeah, it was 4 damage.
4 damage. Yep. And then she lured them again, and having this guy touch this one and killed 2 more.
Yep.
And as the end of her turn, it goes to my opponent.
The Electrocutioners took a focused effort for Inspired. 2 of their teams did the 1.21 gigawatts action. Through that, they finished off the...
And then dotted striped skulkers.
Yes, the dotted skulkers. Striped dotted skulkers.
Dotted base striped skulkers.
Yes, the dotted base striped skulkers. The second one got the We Change History trigger to remove an objective marker. It was kind of back middle. And then the third one took a lightning rifle shot at the Storm Siren and missed.
Cool.
To Gibbering Hordes.
So the striped skulker moved a little bit and then took the Doomseeker's attack into them, which missed. He then faded into shadows, was it?
Surroundings.
Faded into surroundings and then moved his butt way the hell over here to be nice and helpful. And that is the end of his turn. Urazi valiantly charged and did nothing. He's done. I think we might have forgot to film the gun. If we did, he shot and killed 2 guys.
Yes. We're sorry. The Moo Gunner focused effort for Inspired, extra powered with the trigger and drew 2 cards.
Yeah, he just drew 2 cards.
Yeah.
Okay. He's done.
Yeah.
The what are these things called? Doomseekers. So the Doomseekers activated. They moved up, took a shot at this team here, and did 2 damage?
Mm-hmm.
2 damage, and then took 1 acid off of the what's it call it, right?
Dreadnought and Casa.
And Casa, yeah. And moved him 3 inches, putting him in range for the second shot, which did nothing. And then their activation is done. I think that's it for me, so it goes back to my opponent for the rest of the turn.
Railgunner, Inspire token, drew a card, and flipped into glory.
Hooray!
Casa takes a focused effort for a reinforcement token, which she uses to flip her. Bigger is better. Nope, the other one, the bad one. Power output sensors back over. She then emergency repairs into the Dreadnought, gets a tome, flips its asset back, draws a card, and screams at the mechanized infantry walker to just stomp on that poor morphling and put it out of misery. That thing does not want to be alive anymore, and it's very sad. Lying among the Ganellas into Anathi, he activated, shot at the Storm Siren, did a point of damage. She dropped her, how did we put it, Dinglehopper?
Yep, Dinglehopper, yeah.
Then he yelled at the Electrocutioners to shoot their rocket launcher at her, and they missed.
They missed. It was experimental anyways.
Yeah, we're just experimenting. The Coroners activated. They took a focused effort and they ditched a card for Resourceful to gain 2 Inspired. They took a reinforcement off their focused effort. The lone unit in the back there led the way on Casa with the trigger. She moved and took her machine gun into one of the squads of cultists there. Dealt with 3 points, right? Killed one guy in the Madman.
Yep.
Drew a card, and then the other full unit finished him off with a shot. Blech. Dreadnought rushed and took 3 versatile shots. First 2 went into the cultist fire team there to finish it off. The last one went into Oro for 1 point of damage and a pin token. The mechanized infantry took an advance order, took some shots into Oro. Ended up doing, I think, flipping an asset and then taking 2 off.
Yep.
The motorcycle there took a rush action and missed a shot Just kind of hanging out there now.
And that's the end of the turn, so we'll go ahead and clean up and then figure out what the score is. So start of turn 3, the score is 6-7 with Abyssinia with 1 point ahead. Neither of us decided to put down another token this turn. A couple of things, the Urazi got a reinforcement. Something of yours did, probably. These guys probably had one.
They did, and the Crow Runners did.
And the Crow Runners. Yeah. And we're starting with the Gibbering Horde going first. So, first thing I did was play Feeding Frenzy, which gave everyone an inspired token and reinforced the 2 new guys that came in this turn, which were these guys and these guys. Then activated the Storm Siren, who double lured on these groups, which kind of bounced back and forth between these 2 tide pools. Took like 3 or 4 damage, I think, on the whole squad.
Yeah, one of the... They were full except for one, which had 2.
Yeah. And then coordinated stroke into the striped skulkers, who then rushed in and finished off, I think, 2 more models. And that goes back to my opponent.
Prince Unathi advances to scooch up like 1.5 inches, reinforces them with the trigger to get them to reinforce immediately and push, and then reinforces them again and draws a card. He is all done. The Crow Runners gained an advance order. That one in there moved. Serrated knife on there to kill a guy. They discarded a card into engagement with a discus grenade. And then they, with versatile, discarded because it was a prototype. And then they led the way on him, got the go trigger. He bumped into one of the guys, killed him, and then missed on the squad. The last guy.
Shot, yep.
Crow Runners are done.
Hormatangi activated. He went ahead and rush ordered the stupid Marauder. He killed it. Quite viciously. He then yelled at himself in celebration and gained a reinforcement and inspired token and immediately spent the reinforcement token to reflip his asset. I'm then going to coordinated strike into the Urazi. The mighty Urazi did a move and then lifted the marker. He doesn't have a melee range, so I didn't really have to do much.
The Railgunner got inspired, drew a card, and flipped to glory.
Mo. The striped skulker went ahead and got an inspired token, made a swing. We spent both of them and nothing happened.
The Railgunner blew up the Urazi. Yeah. That one draws a card. They advanced, took a bunch of melee actions that missed, and then the Walker blew it up. Dreadnought unleashes a hail of gunfire into Hormatangi, giving him a couple pin tokens and flipping his asset. Kasa ordered the Dreadnought to shoot with the tome trigger. She got a card when she was done. The Dreadnought shot, dealt a point of damage and gave out a pin token, and flipped him out of glory with its attack. It's a demoralizing trigger. Lined him on the Gazelles into Unathi again. He reinforced them and moved them, and then he had them shoot with their prototype, but they missed and he drew cards.
Okay.
The Electrocutioners attack the Skulkers, kind of the energy burst, the teleport hit, leap there, a claw attack, and they kill a few and draw some cards. Electrocutioners moved up, took a shot at Storm Siren that missed, and finished off the last Skulker.
I think that's the end of the turn, right?
Yep.
Clean up and figure out what's going on. And we're back. So we're going to call the game at the end of turn 3. The score is tied at 10-10, but we expect that the Abyssinia player pretty much has the advantage to the point where they're going to definitely win. And this is the result. I think I have my 2 commanders left. Versus this. So thanks for watching. Until next time, we've been Dive Bar Gamers.
Have a good one.